Magician!
Hey YouTube, Magician84 here for the tournament report. Well, that was an interesting evening, that's for sure. So yeah, I took Elemental Heroes. What I forgot to mention earlier was that this would be the first time since that winner box that I've entered Elemental Heroes in a tournament. And luckily I didn't get royally cucked unlike the winner box. Like, that was just one of the most bullshit tournaments I ever entered. But luckily this was a different story. So yeah, I finally got my revenge on Kai. I made him pay dearly for banishing my Dark Magician, and I got a match win against him. Took a lot of thinking though. I feel like, well, in game one at least, I was playing out of my mind. And let me tell you, Spirit of Neos was the MVP of the night. It just saved my arse so many times. I feel like if I was still doing my Card of the Week series, this would definitely be in there. Yeah, it just helped me out so much. It was just great. I don't think I saw anything I sided in against Kai. I mean, I didn't side in absolutely everything, because, well, siding is a fucking nightmare. But, yeah, thankfully, didn't need it. So, yeah, I was happy with that. Then I played against his friend, a new guy, Kieran, playing Infinitrack. I've not had too much experience with Infinitrack. I mean, I did play against it in like 2 Royal Rumbles 4 years ago, but that's it. So, wasn't very familiar. Wasn't off to a great start though. Didn't have the best opening hand, didn't draw a lot of searches, and yeah, the Super Dreadnoughtic Seizes cocked me. Thankfully, things went better in game 2. Not smooth, but definitely better. It was an absolute struggle. I thought I was going to lose that, especially when he was on 13, and no, I was on 13 and he was on 2000, and he knew I had Spirit of Neos in my hand, and he wasn't attacking. It was like, oh, come on. It's like, he's not going to be cheap and try and win on end of match procedure that way, is he? Of course, it didn't come to that though, but if that's what he resorted to, it would have been so cheap and dirty. Luckily, I was able to eventually get round his field, even though Imperm sort of ruined me when I tried to get rid of one of his monsters with Grand Mole. I was like, oh no, am I actually dead? But thankfully not quite. I was on 100, and of course I was able to make a comeback. Yeah, Shining Neos Wingman just saved me. And luckily, things went a bit smoother in game 3. Yeah, it did go to time, but yeah, thankfully I was able to go to battle phase just in time and do 2,500 points of damage, which was with Sunrise. I was trying to remember which monster I did it with, and it got imperned, but I guess it didn't really matter. So yeah, very good close match. I didn't want to win on time, but But yeah, it was what it was. So, and then I went on to face John in the third and final round. Second time we played against each other, actually. First time being in a tournament game. But unfortunately for me, he was playing a deck that I really don't like, and I was really, really hoping I wouldn't get paired against him. But of course we did, because he was also undefeated with Invoked Mekk-Knight. I mean, Invoked Mekk-Knight? Really? How is this a chilled deck? There is nothing chilled about Invoked in any way whatsoever. If it was Mekk-Knights by themselves, well, I think I would have been fine, kind of, even though they are tricky. But fucking Invoked, come on, like, I mean, regardless of whether anyone can deal with it or not, it just sucks all the fun, life and joy out of the game. Also didn't help that I made a couple of misplays. At least I think I messed up in game one with something. I can't remember exactly, but yeah, Mekk-Knight and BLS Soldier of Chaos made me struggle. But yeah, I was just forced to play out of my mind and just use up resources just to get rid of those guys. I mean, yeah, I was able to bait and negate and clear the board, which was fine. Yeah, Great Tornado helped me overcome BLS. It was nice when Liquid Soldier got me Regeki, but unfortunately he put an impressive board back, including Orgades, and just won that. And yeah, game two was closer and a lot more intense. I have to say, even though Mekk-Knight and the World Legacy Secrets were annoying me, it was still like it was still all good and one of the most intense games I ever had in a while. I did manage to get my life points higher, so I was just pretty much just trying to fight off anything he did, and just survive and keep my life points higher in case it did go to time, or at least that was the plan. I didn't want to win through end of match procedure, of course, but well, then again, yeah, but you know, sometimes these things happen. I mean, we were just holding each other back big time, and again, Spirit of Neos came to my rescue. That was quite an interesting situation when I was sitting behind it with its battle immunity while World Legacy Secrets was negating its other effects. Of course, he did have a simple way around it, which was it Red Moon? I think it was Red Moon that was popping my monsters. And then, of course, I had good old Battle Fader to save me. Like, I can't remember if I opened with these or not, but throughout most of that game, I had both Battle Faders in hand, so unless Mekk-Knight was on the field, I was safe from being OTK'd. Luckily, my life points were higher, and then the whole thing ended in a draw. That's so typical. I can't believe that. That meant we were joint winners of the whole event. I mean, it's not 3 wins in a row like I was aiming for, but I'll take it. I can't complain. Um, so yeah, that was awesome. I think that's the first time that ever happened. Actually, 2 tournament wins in a row. All right, it wasn't the average win, but still a win nonetheless. I mean, I'll take it. So yeah, that hit. Oh yeah, I didn't talk about my misplay I made in this game. It was when I forgot to use Shadow Mist's effect when I pitched it off EN Engage Neospace. Yeah, I was just so annoyed with myself. I was like, oh no, I'm gonna lose this match because I messed up. But thankfully, it wasn't the case. I mean, maybe things would have been a bit better in my favour if I'd remembered to add off the Shadow Mist, but it was fine. It still worked out. And apparently John messed up with something as well. I can't remember exactly what it was. Maybe it was something to do with a Mekk-Knight and a column. But yeah, it was like, hey, we both messed up. It balances out, right? So yeah, despite the annoying moments with Ash, Mechabo, and Secrets, tonight was a success. I'm happy I did well. Congratulations to John for doing well as well. I should have said that earlier, but yeah, congratulations on the joint win as well. My only other complaint was I didn't summon Shining Flare Wingman once. I'm so gutted, because like I said, he's my favourite hero and the true ace of my deck, and I didn't get him out once. I mean, Flame Wingman was the only classic fusion I summoned, and I didn't even use him to attack or anything. Yeah, he just immediately got used as a fusion material for Shining Neos Wingman. It's alright there. Yeah, that's how the tournament went. I also picked up an Imperm in a trade off John, just as trade bait, or something I might use in one of my decks. That's more likely going to be the case, considering one change on my own custom ban list that I'm working on, which Matt and Alison Welch requested, but that's another story. Did raid the commons a little bit again, and got these lovely Melfi cards. Look how cute they are. And 2 copies of Culinary Confrontation, in case I actually do play it in my Novellas deck. Unfortunately, I didn't have time to go through all the commons, as there were some long-ass games. Mine and Kai's match didn't quite go to time, though. Don't know how many minutes were left. But yeah, I do feel kind of bad about winning against the new guy on time, and it was kind of bizarre that me and John's game ended in a tie. Because like I said, generally prefer not to win through end of match procedure. I like to see games through to the end, and see who the true winner should have been, you know. But, you know, rules are rules. And that's pretty much it for now. Thanks for watching, stay safe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the Dark Magician YouTube channel.